Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lucia and this is Lulu's Leaves.
I'm no good at being good, but I never said I was. And I feel misunderstood cause I'm trying hard to love.
Today I wanted to take you guys on a tour of my plant room and also take you around my apartment and show you guys the plants that are kind of living all around because it's been a long time since I have actually taken you guys out of the plant room and shown you some other plants. So that is on the agenda for today. But before we get into today's video, guys, if you're not already subscribed, definitely hit that button down below and click the thumbs up button as well if you enjoyed this video. Also, if you'd like some extra content, you can click the join button to gain access to some extra content. And there is also an awesome Discord group chat available for members on there as well. The last thing before we get straight into today's tour is if you want to get some Lulu's Leaves merch, the link is in my description down below if you would like to rep some Lulu's Leaves. So definitely go check that out. But with that being said, let's get straight on into the tour, guys. All right, guys, so I'm going to start off this tour at the right side of my room. This is the side of the room that you guys always see in the background of my videos. So it's not going to be super unfamiliar to you, but I thought I may as well do a complete tour. So let's start over on this table. I keep a lot of my plants that I am not crazy about on this table, if I'm being honest, other than this beauty. But here I have my Monstera Peru. Some of these plants kind of came from all around the room. I was trying to declutter certain surfaces, so these ones made it over here. Under this cloche, I have this beautiful orchid. I don't know the name of it, but it is really, really stunning. So that's that guy. And I don't really think it needs the extra humidity, but I think it looks cute under the cloche that needs a wash. And then in here, this is my little terrarium. I actually have Monstera dubia in here. I killed my big Monstera dubia somehow. Not before it gave me lots of cuttings to share with people, so that makes me happy. But basically I have some little butterworts in there and then the last piece of my Monstera dubia. And then here I have my Hoya memoria, which I actually really like. It's in this super cute pot from John Street's shop. And it is doing well. It's also in Lechuza Pond. And then here I have my little stump of my Philodendron fibrosum. This one is also, I just recently chopped this. It was getting super leggy, so I decided to cut it up into a bunch of different nodes, and there's also a top cutting, but this is the bottom that's rooted. And then just for now, this isn't permanent, but my snowdrift is sitting back here. It is getting nice light from the cabinet still, so that's kind of why I've placed it in the back here. But it's doing very well. I just didn't have much room in my cabinet, so I decided to put it out here because I don't really think that it needs the humidity as much as some of my other plants do. So that's that. It's just living its best life. And then here we have my beautiful Amama Monstera here. This is the Monstera pinnata partita, and it's doing very well. You can see it's actually putting out new growth for the first time, which is super exciting because that will be my first new leaf on this plant. And yeah, I always just water it when the leaves get a little bit curly and wrinkly. But again, it's doing very, very well, and I think it likes this spot. It's just in this really beautiful rattan basket with little feet, and I definitely plan on using this in my new apartment. It's definitely a nice piece, and I'm excited to find a nice spot for it. So that's that. And then we have my beautiful Hoya carnosa Crimson Princess. That is honestly so stunning. This plant is a favorite of a lot of you guys. It's so long too. It It's probably about 2 feet from reaching the floor, and I think this cabinet's about 6 feet. So I think it's about 4 feet long. And also up there, we have my Christmas cactus or Thanksgiving cactus, and it's also doing well. I love that pot with the plant. I don't know what it is. I'm not super into these pots usually, but I think the combo is really, really nice. And then here we have my Dischidia Million Hearts, and it is looking very good as well. I love the pot that it's in. It gives me Greek vibes. I've told you guys before, but I absolutely love it. And we'll definitely be using that in my new apartment as well. And then if we open up the cabinet, I know you guys have seen the plants in here quite recently, but I thought I'd show you anyways. Wouldn't be a complete tour without showing you inside. So if we start up here at the top, we have my Hoya Bella Louis Bois, and we also have my Albo Marginata in the same pot. Really nice, and this is officially transferred over to Lechuza Pond, so hopefully it's loving its life. And I also have my Hoya Sarawak here that's doing very well. The leaf has stiffened up so nicely, so I'm really, really impressed with this plant, and I'm hopeful for some new leaves soon. And then we have my beautifully sun-stressed Watermelon Dischidia. It really hasn't grown too much. I was watching Harley's video the other day, and she said that hers did nothing for so long. I think it was this plant, but eventually it just started to take off. So I might try to fertilize that one and then see what happens. And then here we have my Silver Glory, which needs water. It's definitely getting a little bit wrinkly, but it's so beautiful. And I love it just sitting in this little pot here. And then we have my Hoya Curtisii, really beautiful. I love this one. I think it's super full, and I like the pot too. I like the square clear pots. And then here we have my brand new Hoya. This is the Hoya Velosa Cow Dang, and this one's very similar to the Globulosa, which I also have right here, but they are two separate plants. Ooh, this is nice. I just watered this one because it was looking really sad, but it has really perked up, so that's really good news. And then I also have my Hoya Serpens here. It'll focus, there we go. And this one is also doing amazingly, as you can see. It has actually shot out a new growth point, which is very exciting. So there's new growth, sorry, it's dark. There's new growth there, and there's also new growth at the tip there. So that is really, really exciting. And then over here we have my Hoya Elliptica. This one is also doing very well. And it just loves its life in leca, so I like to keep it in there for the most part. And until it tells me that it's not happy, I will keep it in there as well. And then my dying / dead Macotes Patola or Cendriana. Looking horrible, but that's okay. This was kind of the last ditch effort, but I don't think that one's gonna make it. And then here we have my Hoya Imbricata. This one is chillin' in moss, and it's actually doing very well. The leaf that was forming here, it did actually fall off, but it was really tiny, so that does happen. So I'm just gonna keep that guy in there. Hopefully the humidity helps. And then I can't tell whether this guy's coming back or not. Probably not, but this is a jewel orchid that I don't know the name of. It needs to root, that's the problem. That leaf does look okay. Let's check on the roots. I don't know, there's a little bit of resistance, so maybe that one is going to live after all. We'll keep an eye on it though. And then over here, my beautiful Anthurium Regal is doing excellent. The other leaf here also doing very well. And I'm hoping for some new growth on this one soon, but when I got this plant, this was a new leaf and it wasn't fully hardened off. So I can't expect anything really soon, but yeah, we'll just have to wait for that one. But I'm sure this cabinet is doing it favors in terms of speeding up that growth. And then here we have my beautiful Anthurium dorayaki. It's not showing any new signs of growth, but again, it's still very beautiful, and it's probably just acclimating to the Lechusapon. But my Anthuriums that are in it, I think actually this might be the only one, but my plants that are in it, my aroids, are doing really, really well. So if you're not really ready to make the transition to LECA, but you want to try something other than soil, this is a really, really great option. It's a lot easier to transition the plants. Then here we have my Anthurium radicunstris Larry cross, and I just have a single leaf left, but there is a new growth point, so I'm hopeful that that one does take off eventually. Sorry guys, I always get out of breath during these tours, so if you hear me talking weird, it's just because I'm trying not to breathe super deeply. All right, let's take a deep breath. So here we have my Anthurium clarinervium. This one is super beautiful, and I did end up cutting off that second leaf because it was super ugly. So now we're just left with this really beautiful, cute one-leaf plant. And there is actually a new growth point there, so we'll see what that ends up being, whether that's a flower or a new leaf, either or, whatever works. And then here is my El Chaco Red. Unfortunately, I did snap that leaf off somehow. So it is still a 4-leaf plant, but there is a new growth point, so it's unfortunate, but it's okay. This plant is still beautiful just as is. I'm not gonna complain. And then back here we have my Anthurium crystallinum, doing very well. This guy is living in soil with a moss layer on top. And I recently propagated this one, and this is the propagation there, living in the same soil mix with some soil and sphagnum on top. And then here we have my beautiful Anthurium forgetii. This one has a new growth point there too, which is really exciting. And then down here we have my, what is this? My butterwort. There's my Hoya Mathilde, also doing well. I might actually bring this one down later because that is quite a bit of light for this plant. And then a Hoya finlaysonii type, I don't know the exact one. And then my Philodendron splendid. This plant is kind of stagnant right now, but hopefully that takes off soon. And then in here I actually have a variegated alocasia bulb. I don't know if that comes out variegated, but I'm pretty sure it does, so that is fun. And then I have my sport variegated monstera with this new leaf. My billy tie, I love this plant with all my heart. It's really, really beautiful, and it's putting out a new leaf there. And then my philodendron painted lady propagations, and that's where the other fibrosum node cuttings are. The one in the back there is painted lady though. And then my ring of fire, which is doing amazingly. It's also putting out a new leaf there. But this one's exciting because I did finally see some roots growing on the edge of the pot. So the roots seem to be developing really quickly on this one. And then we have my Hoya obovata, which I moved to Lechusapon to try to promote some growth because it was not doing super well in LECA. And then I have my Philodendron Sharonii doing well. It does have a new leaf coming out there, so hopefully that comes out okay. And then my Philodendron Mame, which is off to a new home soon. And another painted lady cutting. We've got my Philodendron rugosum and my Philodendron pastizanum, which is doing so well. There's a new growth point right back there. My Philodendron Florida Ghost is finally bouncing back a little bit here, and there's a new leaf right there, so that will be nice to see when it comes out. And then also the last plant in here is my Philodendron verrucosum, which is just chilling in moss, but it's definitely big enough now to go in a big boy pot. All right, so that is the cabinet, guys. Let's close this up. Then if we move on over here, we have all of my bigger plants that don't fit in a cabinet. I'm gonna turn this light off because it tinges everything kind of orange. So here we have my Philodendron Glorious, which just recently put out a beautiful new leaf back there. Stunning. And we have my Anthurium magnificum. This one is a brand new leaf also, so beautiful. And we have my Philodendron gloriosum. Such a beautiful plant. I'm actually kind of excited for the day that these kick the bucket because the leaves behind are just so stunning, but I obviously don't want to cut these off while they're still living. That would be a shame. And then here we have my alocasia, my variegated alocasia, doing pretty well. It does look like this leaf wants to kick the bucket, but it does have a brand new leaf right here that it's working on, so it's probably just using that energy. And this is a very beautifully variegated leaf, so I'm not super disappointed because this one isn't super variegated, so it'll do what it's gonna do, but yeah. Then back here we have my other Anthurium magnificum verde. I don't know if this leaf is dying, it looks like it is, but it's kind of been staying at that color for a really long time. So we'll see. It does have a new growth point and it has roots, so I can definitely grow it back even if that does die. So we'll just have to wait. And then here is my top cutting of my Philodendron fibrosum, which is just chilling in water actually, because I'm lazy and I just want it to grow some roots in water. Then if we move over to this shelf, we have some just random plants. Sorry, this big alocasia leaf is kind of in the way. Here, so here we have my Hoya calistophylla, really pretty. This is the long leaf version. And we have my Hoya albo marginata, the carrii here, that needs some water. And then we have my royal flush there. I don't know if that's a lithops or if royal flush is its name. And we have my little cactus I got from Kim's Nature. Really cute. I just gave it some water, so it's looking extra wrinkly, but hopefully that plumps back up soon. And then over here we have my actual lithops looking super cute. And then just another, what is this called? Its common name is a bishop cactus, but I'm blanking on the scientific name right now. Then down here we have my Haworthia cuprii. It's looking okay. Oh no, it's the other one. But my other succulent looks like it's gonna bloom soon. And then here we have my Hoya thomsonii and my Begonia maculata whitei and a Cryptanthus absolute zero back there. Then up here on my desk, we have this beautiful Philodendron squamiferum that's putting out this brand new leaf. It is more of a juvenile leaf, but that's okay. And then we have my beautiful Albosingonium putting out a super white leaf there. And then we have this orchid back here. I forget the name of it, but it is very beautiful. It probably needs some water. These guys are a bit drought tolerant, but the leaves are getting pretty floppy. And then here we have my Philodendron silver sword. That's its newest leaf there, looking good. And my beautiful Philodendron melanochrysum, a really beautiful mature specimen. And then here is my other Haworthia that looks like it's gonna bloom. Yeah, you can see in the center there. And then just my little terrarium with all of my cute little Hoya cuttings. We have the Hoya Huschkiliana variegata, the Hoya Matilde, the Lacunosa silver, and Croniana. And then my Hoya McGilverii, which I actually love so much. I love the look of this plant. I love the little trellis. I love the white pot. I love it all, to be honest. So that's really cute. All right, and then the last little bit of plants in this room are on this shelf. We have my stunning variegated string of hearts here. It's getting really, really long, you can see, and it probably needs some water actually. Yeah, I'm gonna put this on my table so I don't forget to water it. And then up here we have my Hoya carnosa compacta albo marginata. This epiphyllum here is in serious need of some water, so I will definitely water all of these plants. They're looking sad up here once this video is over, but you can see my monstera is also sad. That's the mother plant that the sport variegated monstera came from. And then we have this beautiful orchid that I love. Let me get the name. Yeah, it's the Paphiopedilum garnet crown. Really beautiful. And then over here, this is actually a plant that I'm babysitting for my boyfriend's mom. This is a Hoya carnosa crimson princess. And we've got a Hoya, what is this? Begutensis back here. It's living a better life than it was. Not its best life. And then here is my Gastrocholus japonicus. I forget how to pronounce that, but this is my favorite orchid. And then my Syngonium Wendlandii, which isn't doing the best, but hopefully we get some new growth soon on this one. And then my variegated Phalaenopsis orchid back there, doing well. Dendrobium hibiki, which needs some water. My Alocasia Black Velvet is also doing well. It is putting out this brand new leaf here, which is pretty perfect, so that's nice. And then we have this reverted Carnosa Crimson Princess here, rooting in water. Look at those beautiful roots. This is definitely ready to transfer to soil, but I'll probably keep it in water. And then we have my Phalaenopsis violacea indigo X Sib. And then down here we have my Hoya bella, just the regular one, no variegation. And this unknown Hoya species. It's very beautiful. And then my Hoya obscura is looking a little bit sad for some reason, but it's okay. It just needs some water probably. And my begonia terrarium is dirty. I'm even gonna show you that. Then my Hoya Huschkeliana pink, I think this is. Really pretty. And my Hoya David Cummings. This hasn't done anything in so long. I've had this for months and it's just 2 leaves, but whatever. And then this Hoya that I don't know either is not doing the best, as you can see. And my Hoya australis back there also needs some water, or maybe a repot even. And then the last shelf here, we have my Hoya Pottsii Splash, and my Hoya Viola, which is really beautiful as well. My Hoya Benetotani, I think that's how you pronounce it. And my regular green Hoya Carrii. And my pitcher plant, which I've been neglecting a little bit. It needs more water than I'm giving it. But yeah, it's also super dry in this room. And we have my Hoya erythrophylla, which I thought was dead, but then put out this new leaf, so apparently it's not dead. Then we have my other Hoya Finlaysonii. Oh, sorry, this is the Finlaysonii chicken farm. And it finally put out that new leaf, so that's exciting. And then my Hoya carnosa freckles. And my, what is this? I always forget the name of this one. I have a tag though. Nemularioides. Look at this cluster. I think those are new leaves. That's a lot of leaves. Love this plant. I want to find a new pot for it when I move though. I don't think I like this gray pot, but I love the plant. So I want to put it in a pot where I'm going to enjoy it a little bit more. And then my Hoya rotundiflora. And this is my other Finlaysonii. This one had a massive leaf when I got it, but it did end up rotting off. And then my Hoya parasitica heartleaf has some burning on it, but that's okay. And my beautiful Shepardii, which I want to make a statement in my apartment as well. I love that plant with all my heart. So guys, that is it for this room. This is my plant room. So I'm gonna go into my bedroom and my bathroom and my kitchen and upstairs and show you guys the rest of the plants. So here in the bedroom, we just have a few plants. There is this beautiful Hoya carnosa pink silver. It's really, really nice and splashy. All of these guys are gonna need some water, you'll see. But this is just how it goes. Unfortunately, I do kind of neglect the plants that are in my bedroom in terms of water. But they're all in these macrame hangers. And here's another Birkin that I have. This is an older one. And then this is one of my oldest plants actually. This is a little heartleaf philodendron that I got at Home Depot. And yeah, it was one of my first plants. So definitely this one is a little bit sentimental. And it's just kind of trailing up here and over there. And then we have this euphorbia here. And it's just chilling kind of to take up the space. But I would prefer a hanging plant on here. I just don't have any right now. And then here is my Hoya Bertoniae. This one has been kind of dying since I got it, but I kind of knew that, but I got it anyways because I haven't seen them for sale elsewhere, especially at the size that I had it. But it does seem to be stabilizing now, even though the leaves are really thin, but hopefully that gets better soon. And then last but not least, we have this really big heartleaf philodendron here that just takes up this space on the side of our wardrobe. So in my bathroom here, sorry if it's a bit echoey, but we have my ZZ plant, which I absolutely love. This plant I barely ever water, and it just continues to grow even though this room is pretty dark. You guys can probably tell it's not as bright as my other rooms in my house. And then here we have my ZZ Raven, which is actually going to a new home tonight. So I'm happy about that. It'll get some more love where it's going. And then down here on top of the toilet, we have this whale fin sansevieria that I love, and it has a little baby. I did neglect this one a little bit while that baby was coming out, so I think it's just gonna stay that size maybe. I don't know if they grow over time, but that's kind of where this one's at. Really cute there. And that's it for my bathroom. Then in the kitchen here, we have my little succulent arrangement that my boyfriend's mom got me a while back. I think this was for my birthday a year or two ago. And I'm actually pretty proud that I've been able to keep this alive because succulents are tough. So yeah, this is really beautiful. It's a nice natural looking pot. This will probably stay in the kitchen in the new place too. And then here we have my Scindapsus pictus argyrius. You guys know I'm horrible with these plants. I'm pretty sure this one has root rot. It hasn't grown at all in the last few months, but it hasn't completely died. So I'm just gonna not give up on it because usually I just give up, but it's not yellow and it's not brown. So I'll keep going on this one until it's either yellow or brown. We have my Hoya Fusco marginata. This is a really big Hoya. We have my Vanda falcata, and that is pretty sure that's dead. So garbage it goes. And my vanilla planifolia or variegated vanilla orchid could also definitely use some water. And Oncidium here, it's growing a new little baby there. These guys all need some water for sure. They probably shouldn't be in moss out in the open in my kitchen. And then, oh, it's a cute little picture from my prom a while back. This is my Scindapsus Pictus exotica, but this goes to show you how much these plants hate me. This has been in water for 6 months, and that's what we have. Compared to this Philodendron Brazil, which actually looks really cute. Look at those beautiful leaves. And we have that much root growth, which I actually should take out because there is some rot there. But that compared to that is pathetic. Those plants hate me. All right, and let's go upstairs. So in the corner here, we have this Dracaena. This is actually my boyfriend's mom's plant. We just are kind of babysitting it. We didn't do a great job and it lost a few leaves, but it is pretty stable now that we watered it. And then over here are the last of my plants. These guys were in a tent before, but because of the showings that we're having, we unfortunately can't be keeping the tent up. So here we have my Hoya Crinkle 8. We also have my Domino cactus. And this is the bottom to my Painted Lady. I've got lots of pieces of this guy right now. And then we have my Hoya, oh, I forget the name of this one. I'm not even gonna try because I do forget. My Bantel Sensation here that's gonna go to my stepmom. And we have my Philodendron Ploumanii that definitely needs some water. I can tell it's just wilting a little bit, but it will be fine once it gets some water. Then we have my little twin cactus here. I think it's super cute, but really small. I'm hoping one day I can actually grow this to be a big cactus. That would be really cool. And then we have my Anthurium effusisphathum with that new growth. And I think this one's also going to go to my stepmom. She's wanting to get into some extra plants, and since I'm getting rid of them anyways, I thought that she could definitely take a whirl with them. And this is the dying Albosingonium. But I don't know. We'll see if any new growth comes out on that one. And then we have my Philodendron Brazil, which is just hanging on by a thread because I neglected. And then my Hoya Enduensis also needs some water. This guy also I sold. This is a string of hearts propagation that I made. It started off as just some butterfly cuttings, and now it's nice and beautiful and trailing. And last plant is my little variegated Christmas or Thanksgiving cactus. I love this plant so much. Lori from Secret Garden gave me a little cutting a while back, and it's finally rooted and pushing out new growth. Her plant is absolutely beautiful. But now I have a little piece of it, which I love. So yeah. All right, guys, well, I really hope you enjoyed that full houseplant tour. This is definitely the last one before we move. So I'm super excited for you guys to see this last final hurrah. But that's going to be all from me. If you guys did enjoy it, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe down below. Also, you can join as a member for some behind the scenes content and to join a Discord group chat. But with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!